The end's in sight now. Yeah, I'm excited for you. Are you really just kind of soaking in everything that's coming up over the next year or so?
Well, we have a lot of work to do to get ready for the new event, but it's still go around and talk about the CFP, go around and talk to people about college football. I love that. I am looking forward to retirement with some mixed emotions, more positive than negative. We've come a long way, and I feel really good about where the CFP is.
So this is a question I wanted to ask you for years because I've interacted with you going way back when I worked on the Tim Brando show and some of his
The Chateau.
his BCS battles and different things like that. But in my mind, I always felt something greater than 8 would be like the ideal inclusive playoff structure. I don't know if you can say this yet, but did you ever have an ideal one in your mind? Because I know you had to defend whatever the status quo was at the time.
Yeah, you know what? 12 feels really good. 8, and we talked about 8, but 8 would have had only 2 at-larges, probably. And gosh, we have 4 at-larges now. So why would we want to back up? And that's where 12 came to all of our minds that, hey, 6 conference champions, not automatics, but 6 conference champions, and then the 6 at-large teams. It's a great fit.
Yeah, and it really does give every magical type season out there a shot. If somebody, where in the past, you kind of wonder what if it could have happened with a couple of teams that maybe missed out.
Yeah,
I think that's the real appeal.
Yeah, I love the 6 and 6, and I love the importance that's placed on conference championships. Going into November, if you're in the hunt for your conference championship, then you're in the hunt for the playoff. So we say we have a 12-team playoff. We have way more than that.
It's going to be exciting for sure. And when you think about just the path of the next couple of years, it's going to be that way, and then they'll kind of reevaluate things. The one thing that I thought was interesting was the home games possibility for teams that don't get the bye. I thought that was an interesting idea. Did that come about early in the process?
Yeah, it did. It did, and I would say this: we're not in this for only 2 years. We're in it for as long as we decide to be in it, and it'd probably be in it for definitely as long as whatever time the TV contract runs, which we don't know what that will be yet. So this is a long-term event, and the buys kind of came about that we wanted to have a meaningful threshold for the top 4 teams to get the buys. But then there's the second threshold, which is the next 4 teams to get those home games. And then, of course, the third and really important threshold is get into the playoff period. So I think we have 3 tiers, 3 thresholds that are going to lend a lot of importance to November.
I have to ask you one question because I'm working with Colorado now, and I saw you out in Vegas at the Pac-12 Media Day. And I guess this is a college football fan, as an advocate of everything good for the game. Have you been caught up at all in the hype around Colorado and everything that Coach Sanders brings to the program? Is it fun?
Well, college football needs Colorado to be Colorado. Bill McCartney did such wonderful things there, and they need to get going in football. And I've known Rick George for a long time. I know he's got the guy that he wants, the guy that he thinks is going to be the key to bringing the Buffs back.
It was so interesting hearing you and Rick George talk about the process and just how detailed, this is. Sometimes fans can kind of just say, what are you thinking? And, I know Alabama fans last year were probably, in some ways, asking questions like that. And, but it's great to hear you go through the process that you did before.
Yeah, and you know what, Brian? There's always going to be a Team 5. When I was in my 16 years with the NCAA men's basketball tournament, there was always then Team 65. And there will be Team 13 in this, or really Team 7 at large and Team 7 conference champion. That's a good thing. It's a good thing that we have a threshold and we have an event that people want to participate in. So I'm disappointed for Team 5, always have been, always will be, but the fact is it's a good thing.
And then final thing, just for yourself, I'm so curious, what's it going to be like? Maybe this better question for next summer. But going to games, maybe in a year or 2 from now, and not having to have that stress, but just kind of soaking it in like a fan.
Well, I love college football, and I will continue to love college football. I will continue to be its biggest fan and its biggest booster.
Great. Thank you so much, sir.